Hello, everybody. Alita Hernandez here, Spanglish Entertainment News. We got celebrities all this week because we're celebrating 25 years of Resurrection Boulevard. Can you believe that? I can remember it vividly, especially because my son is 25, so he was born that year in 2000. So it's kind of funny. I saw the series, I saw the complete series on TV when it came out on Showtime. We used to rush, hurry up, Showtime, it's Resurrection Boulevard, we gotta go. And we enjoyed the show so much, being that it was a whole Latin, family, and it felt like us. It was felt like it was our living room or our kitchen, and all the commotion with the mother and the father and the kids running around, and it just seemed so real to us as American Latinos. So it was a really something special to see back then. And now we're celebrating it. So when I saw this information that they were celebrating it in Tucson, Arizona this weekend, unfortunately, I couldn't be there in person. So I did the next best thing is to get them on the show and get to talk to them and see how they feel about this incredible journey that they've gone. And today we have special guest is Dennis Leoni. He is the creator, and writer, director, and he was the executive producer of this Resurrection Boulevard. It was his vision to bring this to light. So we're going to find out today how he came up with this, and how he feels on this 25th anniversary. So let's just welcome it in, because he needs a real good round of applause to come in.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Always need applause. Always. So thank you for being here with us. I'm Alita Hernandez.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is exciting. This has to be exciting for you.
It
25 years, and that this was created. So I don't know. Let's. How did you spark this idea? How did this come up?
Well, actually, the beginning of it was really my wife Debbie was at ABC, and she had seen that there was no other Latino programming or different things, and so she said, "You need to write." And I had never written a Latino character. I'd written on 5 different series, or in other movies and things, and I'd never done a Latino character. And she said, "You need to write in your own voice." And, not that I'm so, ingrained, but, I grew up, my grandmother, Paula Miranda, we grew up and she had a leña stove in the back making tortillas. So, but anyway, I wrote a script called La Reforma, which was kind of my wonder years growing up in Tucson, Arizona. And it's a very sweet, soft story about a young boy and his grandparents. It does have some edge because my grandfather was, had problems with alcoholism. But anyway, this was a script that I submitted to Jerry Offset at Showtime when I knew that they were looking for a Latino writer to do a Latino series. And it was really kind of special because nobody else was doing anything like this. And if they were hiring not Latinos.
Mm-hmm.
But Debbie had seen that, they couldn't find, a writer that they liked. So anyway, I submitted La Reforma, and Jerry Offset at Showtime said, "Well, we love the script, but it's not right for Showtime because it's, Showtime has edge and it has a lot of, violence and sex and all that stuff." So anyway, I was on Showtime one time and I was watching and a boxing match came on, and it just happened to be 2 Latino fighters. And I thought, well, what if I married the family drama with the Latino boxers? And voila, I came up with a story, and I walked in, I pitched it to Jerry, and Jerry said, "Hey, let's try it." So I wrote a script, and they ended up liking it and gave me the green light, and we made him pilot, and off we went.
Oh, wow. And then you never knew it was going to be that series that came out. Oops, sorry. Oh, I forgot to turn off the phone. That series, that those actors in the series we're gonna continue after 25 years and do so much too. That it must be like mind blowing. Now thinking about it, right? You sit back and you're still friends with the cast, I assume.
Oh no, it's really testament to the on-screen, off-screen family that I created. And I mean, in Tucson, uh, Marisol Nichols, who went on to do Riverdale and a million other shows, she can't be there because she just got a movie up in Canada.
Oh.
And Esai, we're hoping he's going to make it, but he's shooting a movie in Albuquerque and Nogales. And but Tony Plana will be there, and Rudy Ramos from Yellowstone fame is going to be there, and Jacqueline Pinol, and Paul Rodriguez says he's going to be there, and Nicholas Gonzalez from The Good Doctor, who started on Resurrection Boulevard.
Right.
Michael De Lorenzo will be there. So we're going to, obviously I don't want to focus on who, can't be there, but a lot of people will be there. And I'm very excited.
Yeah, I got the honor I interviewed Nicholas yesterday, Nicholas Gonzalez, and also Ruth. So
nice.
I did both their interviews yesterday live. So today after you, I have Mauricio Mendoza. So
yes.
and then hopefully Michael maybe on Thursday. So I'm really super excited because I get to learn more about you and meet you, and not anybody has that opportunity. So right now, if you're in Tucson and you're in Arizona, go to this event. It's at the Fox Theater. I actually went up to the website, and I can put that here. If you go to the foxtucson.com, you'll see A Day with Resurrection Boulevard 25th anniversary, and you still can get tickets. So people, if you're out there, go get your tickets and go see this incredible cast. And, and I give everybody air hugs from here because I won't be there.
Wow, that's too bad. It would have been great to have you there.
Yeah, it would have been awesome. But I'm doing our first Spanglish cruise party, and we leave next Saturday, the 24th, for the cruise. So there's a lot of moving parts before I leave,
Right.
So. And we're in Florida, so it's a little trek. It's a little trek. I used to live in LA, so when I lived in LA, it would have been great. I would have just gone over there,
Right.
But
very easy to get to Tucson from LA.
Yeah, I have a funny story. When I first got to California, about a year later, I landed up going to elope with my boyfriend at the time, right, the father of my children, and we went to Vegas. So everybody fell asleep in the car, and I'm driving. I don't know where I'm going. We didn't have GPS, right? We had the map. So I had the Thomas guy trying to figure out where am I. Everybody fell asleep. They said, just go straight. I said, okay. So all of a sudden I go, there's nothing around. Like, what's going on? There's tumbleweed. Like, I feel like I'm in a movie. And all of a sudden I landed up in Needles, Arizona. I took the wrong turn.
Uh-oh.
So it was like an 18-hour trip to Vegas instead of 3 hours. Yeah. But so this is incredible. I mean, I don't even people realize how groundbreaking this was when you did this series, depicted in East LA. Anybody if you've lived in LA, you would understand more, but I lived there, so I kind of understood, the cultural thing. Because in every city is different, right? So you have the Mexican influence in California. My family's from Puerto Rico, so I grew up in New York, so that influence over there. But we're all the same. We all have the same family values.
We are just one big Latino family, and that's really what I tried to do when I cast Resurrection, because we have 3 Mexican kids and 2 Cubans. We had 2 Cubans and Honduran. Daniel Zacapa is Honduran, and I don't know what else. Michael De Lorenzo is Puerto Rican.
Right.
And then all the guest stars were all kinds of different things.
Right.
Every shade of Latino, and not only Latino, but all people of color. We had a lot of black boxers on the show, and black characters. So I'm very proud of the fact of our casting and our whole behind the camera. Jesus Trevino, who was raised in East LA, he directed the pilot, and so of course he gave it that flavor. I really wanted that because Showtime really wanted that too, because I wasn't from East LA, I was from Tucson,
Right.
and the culture is it's very similar, but it can be different,
Right.
and people speak a little differently, and I had that, always talking to everybody. My Spanish is horrible, but I would use idioms from my childhood, and they weren't always what the Cubans said, or
Right. Oh yeah.
what the Venezuelans said, or you know. So it was
It's
challenging.
challenging, right? It's challenging. Yeah, the Spanish language, people don't realize that every country, every island that speaks Spanish, there's always a different dialect to the
Right.
language. So even when I go to Puerto Rico, because I was raised in New York, and even though I have my family and I visit, I still have to get used to it again. So when I
Yeah.
go there, they talk too fast. I'm like, hold on, slow down, slow down. What was that again?
Right.
Oh, okay. Like
Well,
I have to adjust. You got to adjust to listening to it again. You know,
you're New Rican,
I'm a
so
New
you
Eureka.
know
Yeah.
Michael De Lorenzo is New Rican, and we had to get used to his accent. You know, I mean, all the Chicanos are going, what is going on here? And then Isai Morales
Yeah,
is
he's on
Puerto
para.
Rican also, but
Yeah,
he plays a very good Chicano because he doesn't have that New Rican
yeah.
accent. And but even and Tony too. Tony Planet's Cuban, but he's uh, uh, the Royal Academy of the Arts graduate, so he was able to get rid of that accent,
Right.
and so they can play whatever. And I was going to tell you, my original idea of casting this diverse group of Latinos was to create a family of Latinos, and hopefully I could bring in, an audience of Cubans and Puerto Ricans and Hondurans and Mexicans and every um, country in Latin America. So that was the idea in the casting. Although I did, really make an effort to um, to pick the best actors I could, and I think I really did. Um, Mauricio Mendoza, who is Ecuadorian. No, he's
No,
Colombian.
Colombian,
He's
Colombian.
Colombian. That's
Yeah.
right. And but just trying to bring everybody into the family, into the
Exactly,
fold.
exactly. It's that diversity. Diversity is key. And we have such
Yeah,
diversity in the Latin community. So people don't realize we go from white to black and every color in between.
exactly. It's
So
like Paul Rodriguez always said. He said, "We look like everybody because we'll sleep with anybody."
yeah, it's true. And we'll pick up the accent too, like you said. So like Michael was in New York. I grew up in New York. I mean, I still have certain things that I say
I
that,
can
you
I
from
can
New
hear
York.
it. I
It's
can
still
hear it.
I don't even notice it anymore. I got rid of a lot of it because when I went to California, I was teaching computer classes, so I couldn't be speaking like a New Yorker. They were like, "What?"
Yeah.
So I
No,
had to
hey,
learn that monotone. I used to practice to be like the monotone California voice, you know?
right. Well, I grew up in Tucson, so and I never thought I had a a southwestern drawl. But then I was an actor when I first started out, and I went to Hawaii and moved to Hawaii because I can pass for anything on the
Yeah.
Pacific Rim, and uh, I did commercials there, and I was listening to this first Hawaiian insurance playback, and every time I said "all right," it came out "all right," and I was thinking, "Oh my God, that's not me. I don't have an accent." But the truth is I did, and
Mm.
it, it was
That's that
strange.
Tex-Mex, right? Tex-Mex, and I love the
Well,
food. That's for sure. When you eat the
it,
food down there, it's good.
that oh no, Arizona food is so much better than Texas food,
Texas.
and
You have to go here.
New Mexico has great chili though. They have
Mm.
hatch chilies and they have red chilies, all kinds of good chilies. But if you're looking for home style, great tortillas, the big Sonora tortillas,
Mm.
Tucson.
Oh, I'm so sad I'm missing that. I would have gone to eat some.
Well, well, we're having a big party at my favorite little restaurant called El Minuto, and
Oh,
they carne seca there, and the tortillas and the beans, and I
you're
mean,
making me hungry.
I'll be in heaven.
And some margarita and some cerveza and some
Yeah,
tequila.
that's right. Some modelos
Now we
or
got the whole thing going.
tecate. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a grand old time.
So I've never
We
been
do,
to. I've never
we
been
don't
to.
care if anybody shows up. We're gonna have a good time.
Exactly. Well, that's what you do. We're Latins. We don't care. We as long as we have food and music and liquor, we're good.
We make our own party.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know.
That's what
Uh,
happens here. Sometimes we open up the garage. I made a studio in my garage. So I'll open up the door when it's cool. I open up the garage door, and my husband's a singer, so he puts on the music, starts singing. People start coming out of the neighborhood. We end up having a block party, you know?
yeah, no, we're gonna have mariachis in the theater.
Mm.
Los Changuitos Feos, who are the little kid bands from Tucson that were ambassadors, and then we have a band at the VIP party. That's
Oh, nice.
they play Tejano music, they play Chicano music, they play everything. It's great.
Oh, that's
We're
great.
gonna have a grand old time.
I know you will. I can't wait. I'm happy for you. Congratulations on this celebration. I mean, it's a celebration of film, you know, and what you've created with all these artists and it's really amazing to see them you see them blossom, right? All these actors that were in Resurrection Boulevard. Mauricio, you know, he's in Madlock. He's doing stuff right now. He's doing other things. He's done many movies and been in many scenes as well as Michael De Lorenzo, Nicholas Gonzalez and La Brea and The Good Doctor as well. And, you know, Ruth in theater. I mean, they're all been very successful, which is just amazing.
Yeah, well, Mr. Carbonell, who's in the part in the pilot, he was the mayor in Batman, and then I just saw him in Shogun on Hulu, which
Oh,
is unbelievably good. He
wow.
is so good. But yeah, Nestor's in the pilot, and we had a lot of people. Cheech was in the pilot,
Yeah.
and Paul Rodriguez in the pilot,
Yeah.
um, and then the series. Just, I mean, we had every Latino character actor that we could hire,
Yeah. That's
and I
true.
know that there's still actors out there that are angry that they didn't get in, but I
You need
mean,
to do a new
we only had 3 seasons. It's like
I know.
give
That's
me
what
a break, people.
I
We
was
hired
telling
over 500 actors,
I
you
told
know.
Nicholas, I said, Nicholas, it wasn't fair. Three seasons. That's it. You know, I said, you need to make a new one. And then we can't see them, right? They're all not digitalized yet.
Well, they are digitalized, but the problem is that Paramount, um, we can't seem to get Paramount to stream it. And I would think it'd be a natural for Paramount Plus, but and then they complain that the music they have to pay for the music, but for the first season, which we put on DVD, and I had to fight with Jonathan Dolgen to do this. I mean, I had to go to the top of Paramount, and I had to change out the music. I had to take out Carlos Santana, Tom
Oh, because
Petty, BB King. I had to take out Al Green. I mean, it's heartbreaking to lose that music, but we did it and we got the DVD set.
hmm
But that's only the first season. There's 2 more seasons, and people don't get to see it. And that's all I
I
hear is, why can't we stream this show? And it's like, hey, don't talk to me. I've been in a fight with Paramount for 25 years.
Wow, that's crazy because they have all these other shows, old shows, you know, that I watch on.
They show the same thing over and over again.
I know. So let's put some stuff that I would love to see it again. You know, I saw the little clip from the trailer and I was like, oh, I remember that. Oh my God. I feel like I was in your kitchen already on the dining room table because that's what everything happened in Resurrection
Yeah.
Boulevard. When everybody gathered at the table and you can get everybody there because everybody was running around, you know, doing their things. They were like, hi, bye. They were like constantly coming in and out. So,
Right. Well, it's really kind of heartbreaking because obviously Elizabeth Pena has passed,
yes,
and
that was very sad.
she's very special to my wife and I, and we loved her dearly. And Lou Gossett Jr., who was on the show,
Yeah.
he's passed, and I mean Luis Avalos, I just love that guy, and he's
Mhm.
gone, and Julio Oscar Machoso and people like that.
Wow.
It's heartbreaking, but they all contributed and they're immortalized in the show.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and they are
So
still are.
they deserve to be seen. Who knows? Maybe someday we'll get them going. We'll get it out.
Hopefully, we're putting it out there. So
Yeah,
we're gonna say a prayer
yeah,
and make sure that the Paramount, hey Paramount, listen to us. We want Resurrection Boulevard. Okay, we
right.
want it streaming. I want to see it and share it.
Maybe
So
we
people
need
can
to start
see
some kind of online
yeah,
petition or something. I don't know.
yeah. Let's go viral on TikTok or something.
Really?
That's how it goes nowadays. So we didn't grow up with that, right? So when Resurrection Boulevard, we had no cell phones, we had no internet. We didn't have
Yeah.
none of that. Well, no, actually, it was 2000. So
It was the
2000,
beginning. It was the beginning of cell phones because I remember I had a flip phone,
right? Yeah, it was the
and
beginning.
but not
Yeah,
everybody had them. Not
because it was too
everybody.
expensive.
It
I
was very
remember getting the
expensive.
Motorola. Remember the Motorola with the plastic little antenna
I
flip?
had one in a box in the car,
Oh
and you
yeah.
plugged it with a lighter, plugged it in the lighter, and it was, it was a handset with a cord, and that was
Yeah. That was a
that was
big
the
deal
first
back
thing.
then. That was expensive to put it in the car. I remember only executives. I used to work at Channel 2 in New York when I was very young, and the executives had the phone. They would say, "Can you make sure they install the phone in the car?" And I'm like, "A phone in the car? Like that was like what? Who has a phone in the? I don't even have a car, so forget it. I don't even have a car." He goes, yeah. So I saw them installing that thing in the middle of the dashboard, right in the
The
middle of the
console,
seat,
yeah,
the console, this big old thing with the antenna and the whole thing.
yeah. We had to install an antenna on the outside of the car.
Yep, exactly. And
I
nowadays
remember
we
that.
have phones, like every babies have phones now.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm getting so damn old. I can remember dial-ups. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
We were just talking about AOL. The first
Right.
internet people used was AOL dial-up. You got mail, remember?
I still have my AOL email account, and because I got it when
Yeah,
AOL first came out,
me too.
and in those days, I remember I started writing before there were even computers, and I wrote my first script on the Underwood iron, cast iron typewriter.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I know those were the good old days.
So what are you doing now? Are you creating? I know you're probably still creating because are you creating
No, I
more or
did. I did Los Americans, which was a web series with Isai, and then I wrote a few pilots, and then I wrote. But it's so hard to get a show on the air.
no? Wow.
Um, we had a pilot called Alta California, which was really, I thought it would be a great series because it's about California before, just after 1860 when it turned from Mexico to California,
Oh wow.
from Mexico to the United States,
Right.
and it's about a young girl who's forced into a marriage, with a Anglo guy, a
Hmm.
Latina girl, Latina, and so it's a really special script, and people are still trying to make it, but I don't think we'll ever get it made. And
Mm,
the sad part is I look at the television landscape and there are more actors, there are actors working, but I don't know if we'll ever get another drama like Resurrection,
that's that.
a Latino family that's a dramatic piece. There's been lots of comedies, but
Yeah.
there haven't been any.
No dramas. No, not dramas to depict the way we really are. Because
Right.
there's a lot of things out there that are just like, what are they talking about? I don't live like that. Like they don't
Well,
depict
but
them
even that, I mean, I haven't seen a drama that
correctly.
with about a Latino family. Um, there are things. There's movies. but there's
Not
no
on a
series.
series, not on a TV series,
Right.
There might be movies, but things in Spanish, but not in English to the targeted
Right.
audience that you did back in that time of Resurrection Boulevard. That was a whole,
Right.
and back then it was monumental because in that time too, we had Oscar de la Hoya boxing from East LA. So there was a lot of, connection with all the stuff that was going on. He was getting really big. We had Felix Trinidad, boxer too, Puerto Rican. So there was a lot of things going on during that
A
time.
lot of boxers, and we had many of them on the show. I mean, Oscar thought the show was about him, but who knows? Uh,
Yeah,
there's all kinds of guys that I got letters, hey, this is my life, well, it's everybody's life. It's a
exactly.
family, it's a Latino family, and it just happened to be boxing. And it could have been anything. It could have been. I mean,
Right,
Nicholas is trying to be a doctor in the show. Luis
right.
is trying to be a lawyer in the show. They're going to law school and medical school, and we had a whole gamut of
Yeah,
people trying to aspire to improve their lives,
exactly.
and that's what it's all about for Latino.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what the beautiful part of it. I was telling Ruth that it was so impressive to see that back in that time because I was young. I had just had my son, my second son, and I was trying to find myself in the world. And I've had my struggles as being a Latina,
Right.
that I worked in technology when I first started. So people would see me like, oh, you know how to fix a computer? Yeah, right. Like they would give me that attitude. And I took a lot of stuff in New York because in New York you have to have hard skin to work down in Wall Street. I worked
Oh, try the movie business.
oh,
I mean, I've got some thick skin. I didn't think I had it, but I must have it because I've been kicked down and
wow,
punched, and
that's sad because
it is sad.
we don't have the representation. Really, we don't. I don't think in my lifetime I really see it.
We don't.
And I talk about it all the time. I go, how come there's not another a series? There's always I mean I'm this the reality is either American, white American, or black, but not Latino. It's either
Right.
one or the other. And we have 64 million US Hispanics, okay?
Well, we're the
64
largest
million.
growing, minority, and we're going to, be bigger than anybody pretty soon.
Yeah, because we still
Uh,
keep having babies. So
a lot of Catholics.
yeah, Latinas will still reproduce. So yeah, but for having that many 64 million US Hispanic Americans, we have enough people in the world to say, hey, I need a show. So maybe we do have to do something. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to create
Well,
something to come.
I think part of the problem too is that you see what's on television and people get indoctrinated and they start thinking that that's what works, and so they don't want to try something new. They don't, and now I don't want to get political, but they got
Yeah.
this whole thing against DEI and all that nonsense, and that's I get really upset about this when anybody says, "Oh, affirmative action." I get really upset because there's never been a bigger affirmative action program than what was for whites in this country for forever, for hundreds of years since our inception. So, I just don't understand.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
don't think people understand that. People don't know the history of it. And being Latina and growing up in New York I was born in the 60s, right? So segregation just ended. So I remember as a little girl getting looks because my mother was lighter than me. She's whiter than me. They were like, "Oh, that's your daughter," and give like this look of disgust, like, "Oh, that's your daughter." Like, was she black? Like, what are you talking about? And because that's how it was back then. They didn't know anything was black or white. They didn't have any middle. They didn't understand what's Puerto Rican, what's Latino. They didn't, you know what I mean? It was people were learning and adjusting in the 60s, to this.
yeah, no, it was a different time. I mean, I'm older than you, and I grew up in, Jim Crow. And
Okay.
Tucson in those days, the Mexicans couldn't get a job on the utilities or the railroad or the
Wow.
anything. There was a lot of discrimination in Tucson, and the people there have fought for equal. And Adelita Grijalva now is the new congresswoman, and
Mm,
she follows in her dad's footsteps. Raul, and all that's good because
yeah.
we're making progress, and we have to go up that way. And it has to be the right person because it's really not about. I know a lot of Latinos who don't have the sensibility, that to promote for other Latinos. They've forgotten where they've come from,
Mm,
and that's a problem. I get pretty upset about that because
mm,
you got to remember where you come from, who your parents are,
yeah.
what their struggle was. And I saw that with my grandparents, and not so much my parents but my grandparents. And that was
Yeah.
I learned a lot there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my
Anyway.
grandparents came over in 1945 from Puerto Rico via boat. And it took them like a month to get here, my mother told me. My mother's still around. She's 87. She'll be 88 in February. And
Oh, wow,
she's
that's
a
great.
pianist. She's a pianist and a recording artist. And she still plays her Chopin and Tchaikovsky. And
Oh, fantastic.
so the music keeps her alive. Music is very important.
It
Um,
is.
the arts. She loves. I put the programs on for her dance and operas, and she's in heaven. As long as she has some music stimulating her, she's great. You know.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And I take her
It's
to the
not a,
theater and to the yeah. I took her to a concert in Daytona Beach. It was 18 violinists, and they were all either Latino or black students, and they were amazing. 18 violins on stage. It was just an incredible show. It was just beautiful.
yeah, no, our costume designer on the show was a woman named Rita Salazar, and
Mm.
her father was the first chair violinist for the National Orchestra in
Mm,
Washington, D.C.
nice.
And we went to dinner at their house one night, and he wouldn't play the violin anymore because he said he was too old, but he played the piano. And I thought, oh my God, it's Tchaikovsky, it's a
Wow.
Chopin. It was unbelievable. And if he didn't think that was good, I mean, he must have been absolutely amazing on the violin
Oh,
because
oh yeah. The violin's a beautiful instrument. It
uh,
really is. But so I don't want to keep you. I know you probably are a busy man, and it
well,
was
getting ready for Tucson.
that's right. That's right. Well, you live there, so you're not too far. So you can you can kind of
Yeah,
drive over, right?
I get to go see my sister. She's still there, and my cousins, and
Oh,
I
that's
got lots of family there.
so they're all gonna come to the opening, right? They're all gonna
They're
come to
all going to come.
oh,
They're
that's
all going to come.
great. That's great. Take lots of pictures. I'll tell Brenda to make sure she sends me all the post pictures and everything like that. That would be
Okay.
amazing. Again, congratulations on this, and we keep
Thank you.
pushing Resurrection Boulevard, and hopefully we'll talk later. We'll do a petition. Let's get Resurrection Boulevard on the air.
Okay.
Don't get me started on something. I'll start.
No, thank you so much for having me. I've
Oh,
enjoyed it talking with you and meeting
you're
you.
welcome. It
And
was great to learn about you and a little bit about the history. I mean, I think it's always good. I like history and I like learning about the people behind the scenes,
right.
that we don't get to talk to,
Yeah, and
So,
the great thing about Tucson is all the writers and producers are coming.
look at that.
Writers, producers, the executives. Jerry Offsay, the president of Showtime, who ordered the show.
Wow.
Pancho Mansfield, my executive for Showtime, will be there. Yeah, Jesus, like I said, the director. Juan Garza, who was our editor, he's going to be there. It's going
Wow.
to be we're going to have a good time.
That's a really a star-studded event with all these incredible writers and producers and actors and all and then all your fans. I mean, there's going to be fans out there, there's going to be a lot of fans. I mentioned it to all my friends and fans, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I remember that show."
Yeah, well, it's been a while. It's a testament to the fact that people have hung in there for 25 years.
Yeah, I'm
You
telling
know,
you, I'm attached. I told Nicholas that he's one of my actors that I followed, and I've seen him there, and that I followed his career, and I've seen him in all the different shows. That's why when I saw La Brea, I'm like, isn't that Nicholas? Wait a second, Resurrection Boulevard, isn't it? Like yes, oh,
yeah,
I remember him, and I couldn't believe it's 25 years. It's
Yeah.
like blinked and it's done, you know?
Yeah.
But again, thank you again. Have a great time on Saturday. Have a drink for me and some good food.
Okay. All right. Thank you so
Okay.
much for having
All
me.
right. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye. You like that?
Little applause. Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
just a little applause. Standing ovation. All right, guys, that was another amazing interview. I love this. I love what I do. You know why? Because I get to learn and meet new people and see their inspiration on their creation, right? And also, why how things developed and look at the star-studded, I mean, lineup, okay, for this party on Saturday. Okay, I really, really wish I could do that, but last minute traveling doesn't work and it's not close. So if not, I would just take off. I really would and go there because I really want to go. But I gotta go prepare for our cruise. So everybody who's ready, don't forget if you got a cabin for the cruise, don't forget to check in on carnival.com and get all your information. So be ready for the 24th because on the 24th, it's either you're there and you board or the boat leaves without you. So make sure you get there early, get your parking, get your all your stuff that you need, and continue following us. Where I'm on again later on in about an hour and a half. I got Mauricio Mendoza from Resurrection Boulevard coming at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So come back to Spanglish Entertainment and check out the next interview. I'll see you later. Bye. Oh, wait. I wasn't ready to say bye. Let's see. Where's bye?